की जय। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
राम 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 राम, 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 राम 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 राम। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय Rama 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 Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Jaya Guru Raya Ram, 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 Ram. भगवान श्री योगी राम सूरत कुमार की जय। सर्वं योगी राम सूरत कुमारार्पणमस्तु। Bhagwan's endless grace, which is saving us from every situation which we think is adverse, is giving us day after day a gift of grace which makes it possible for us to gather the powerful shrine of Bhagwan and to sing together his powerful Nama. Both the Sandhya Kal, the morning twilight time and the evening twilight time, meant for intense worship of God. What a fortune! In deep gratitude and celebration of this grace, we have offered the Nama lotuses of Bhagwan at his lotus feet. Sometime back, I think maybe a few days back, we saw the story narrated by Papa Ramdas about Damaji, the Maharashtrian saint, how he used to work. And then one day, it happened that even as he was doing his work with all his being, suddenly he saw a group of people chanting the name, singing the name, and dancing. This bhajan session was going on, the procession was going on the road. So when he was doing his duty, suddenly he saw this particular celebration and the procession singing the name of the divine. He just could not help. He was overwhelmed. He became ecstatic. Immediately he ran and joined the crowd, singing the divine name. He also started to dance like everyone else there, and there was this happy celebration going on the whole night. In the meantime, the one who was working under him, he went and reported to a higher up, and then we saw the rest of the story, but how this Vitthal appeared in another form so that his absence was not felt at all. That when he went and asked, he was all apology. He apologized for his absence, and yet the higher up was very angry that he joined the procession of the singers. He gave him a heavy warning, and then this devotee said, "No, I will not repeat it. I will do my duty." But the next day, same thing, the same Leela repeated. Again he saw the procession of people, the devotees, singing and dancing, completely lost in the bliss of the divine name. And again he was found absent in the seat of his duty. But then the next day, he was very sure that he was going to be arrested, that he would be punished, and his services would be terminated. When he went with heavy apologies, ready to apologize profusely, the higher-up was surprised. Why are you saying that you were not present there? You were very much present. What happened to you? Have you lost your memory or something? And that's when the devotee realized that when he was singing and dancing ecstatically, the Lord himself had taken his form and done his duty. Now, something very similar came to my mind, which happened with Bhagwan. I think maybe a year or two before, I narrated the story of Appanayangar, how Bhagwan helped him out in a very embarrassing situation. A crisis developed, and how he was rescued by Bhagwan himself. We shall see. Appanayangar was a TTR. He was working in the railways, and his duty was to go in the train and look after the reservation seats, and if there were people without tickets, he would round them up, and they would have to give a fine, or they would be rounded up and sent to the jail. One day, of course, he was also a devotee of Swami Jnanananda and Yogi Ram Saratkumar of Tiruvannamalai. One day, he came to Viluppuram, from where he has to take another train in the evening, 5:15. He arrived in Viluppuram morning at 6 o'clock. His next duty was to man the train that would start at 5:15 from Viluppuram. That was a train to Rameshwaram, from Viluppuram to Rameshwaram. So he thought it was only 6 o'clock in the early morning, and I have to wait here in the railway station till 5:15 for my next duty. Viluppuram is so near Tiruvannamalai, so why shouldn't I go to Tiruvannamalai, have the darshan of Bhagwan, and return to duty by 4 o'clock in the evening? Thinking so, immediately he took a bus and landed at Sannadi Street House. Of course, Bhagwan was always happy to see him. He was an ardent devotee. Bhagwan welcomed him and took him inside. Usually Appanayangar, as soon as he went for darshan, he would do Pada Puja straight away to the holy lotus feet of Bhagwan. How fortunate. After that, Bhagwan made him sit in the front and gave him a magazine to read out an article. That was an article from ISKCON, and the article stated something very interesting, something very similar to what I narrated just now, as told by Papa Ramdas, that how Krishna substituted for a devotee who is absent, completely lost in the bliss of Krishna. So as soon as Appanayangar read out, it was something very similar, because the devotee was working in the railways, the ISKCON devotee was working in the railways, and he missed his duty, and he was so scared that his services would be terminated. But when he reported to the higher up was surprised. How can you say you were absent? You were very much present. And then he even showed his signature signed before going on the train. Immediately the devotee knew that it was Krishna, Lord Krishna himself, who had come in his form and substituted. Now as soon as Appanayangar read it out to Bhagavan, he got a doubt. Appanayangar voiced it out. He said, Bhagavan, is it happening? Was it really happening? If so, will it happen even today? Even in these modern times? I don't know, I have a doubt. Then Bhagavan said, of course, it can happen any time to anyone, provided they are very, very devoted to Lord Krishna, so much so that they would forget themselves, every other detail except Krishna and singing his name. If you have that kind of depth in your devotion and faith, this will surely happen even today. Then Appanayangar was convinced. He just took it, but he didn't think much of it. He left it at that. And then they were making conversation. People were coming one after the other, and so many things were happening. And by the time he looked at his watch, it was already 6 o'clock. His time to report to duty at Viluppuram was 5:15. He should be in Viluppuram to Rameshwaram train, attending to his duty. But it was 6 o'clock already evening, and he was still sitting before Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar Bhagwan. Now he was scared because that was the emergency time. Mrs. Indira Gandhi had announced emergency. It went on for 2 years. And we all know how the emergency had formed a set of new rules and how strict the officers had become and how heavy punishments were meted out to people who had lapsed in their duty. So he was very, very scared because that was emergency time and he had not reported to duty, nor did he inform the higher-ups about his not being able to come. Now Bhagavan asked him, what would you do, Appan? Now you see it has become late. This beggar also did not see the time. What can we do now? Appanayangar said, Swami, not to worry. I shall get a medical certificate and produce it to the inspector who would attend, who would check up with the duty timings. Then Bhagavan said, all right, we shall see what Father does, and then left him immediately. So by the time he reached Viluppuram, it was very late. After 1.5 hours he reached there, and immediately he ran and he saw his higher officer, that inspector, was there. And then that inspector said, oh, I know, you were absent. I thought when you had come here, you would go to see Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar of Tiruvannamalai and you might come late. So I have already arranged with somebody, one Ratina Swami who had come here. I asked him to substitute for you. But 10 o'clock, the train would come, the train that would go to Tiruchi and then to Tuticorin. You can man the train and do his duty instead. So he was very happy that something was arranged and that his absence would not be felt, because as soon as he reached the place, he saw the inspector standing there who started his enquiry, and there was no time to meet a medical doctor to get a certificate. So he thought he had escaped. And then 10 o'clock, he boarded the train. He went ahead. When the train stopped at Trichy, this Meenakshi Sundaram, the inspector said, I would also board the train. I would meet you there in Trichy station. So as soon as Appanayangar got down from the train, he saw Meenakshi Sundaram also getting down from the train. That was okay because Meenakshi Sundaram told him that he would also come by the same train. And then this Rattina Swami, his passenger train also arrived. He also got down. So all the three of them were together. And that is when Appanayangar had the chance to know that it was a Leela played by Bhagwan, exactly the same way it was done in the magazine, the story that he read out to Bhagwan from the magazine. Because this Meenakshi Sundaram said he had been absent for 2 days. What is this, Appanayangar? You are talking about me telling you to go by 10 o'clock train and that I have sent Rattina Swami to substitute for you and all. I have never been to Virupuram. I am on 2-day holiday. I have just arrived at Trichy. Which Meenakshi Sundaram are you talking about? Now Appanayangar knew instantly that the Meenakshi Sundaram that he met at Virupuram, the inspector who made the enquiries and said, I knew you would be absent. I knew you would have gone to see Yogi Ram Surat Kumar of Tiruvannamalai. So I told Rattina Swami to substitute for you. Now he knew in a flash it was all Bhagwan's doing, that Bhagwan himself had come in the form of Meenakshi Sundaram and played this Leela, so that his being absent would not be felt. Otherwise, during the emergency time, he would have been severely punished for that. So you see, our Bhagwan, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, is ever ready to rescue us from these embarrassing difficulties. If only we have that depth of devotion and faith. In fact, Appanayangar did not have that kind of faith. He even expressed his doubt to Bhagwan. But still, Bhagwan played this Leela to convince Appanayangar, not only Appanayangar, to convince all of us today that it's possible that the Divine comes to our rescue in our moments of difficulties to play a Leela and set everything right for us. We shall now offer our today's prayer at the lotus feet of Bhagwan, begging him again and again, 1,000,000 times, for his immediate intervention to bring forth a dharmic normalcy to today's world, where there is so much of violence, lack of unity, lack of harmony, lack of order, lack of discipline. Because people live any way they like and create a philosophy to suit themselves, to justify whatever they do. And there is already the war going on between the two countries with its disastrous consequences. And there is again those terrible diseases that attack us all of a sudden when we least expect it. And the furies of nature, the violence, in the form of earthquake, flash flood, forest fire and whatnot. Bhagwan, we beg you again and again to stop this war between Ukraine and Russia immediately so that peace would be prevalent. We also beg you to fulfill our request, our prayer, that there should be no war at all. There should not be even a mention of war between the countries. And we beg you to bring in peace, unity, harmony, growing friendship and mutual help, order and discipline into the lives of people. And Bhagavan, we also beg you to keep under your control those diseases that attack us unexpectedly and the violence of nature. We beg you again to uproot all the negativities of the human mind which are responsible for today's state of violence. We also beg you to reach out to those people who have been stranded in varied parts of the world. They may belong to different countries, speak different languages, and embraced different religions. Due to some past karma, they have been trapped in some suffering or the other and going through anguish, unable to get help or protection. We beg you again and again to reach out to them. We also beg you to protect all those unselfish people who have been slogging for the all-round welfare of other people from unworthy, unhealthy criticisms and aspersion. We beg you again to promote the economy of the country and the growth in varied fields of activity so that India would reach that high status of world teacher to lead the whole world in the path of dharma. We also pray to you in all intensity and earnestness for ceaseless chanting of your powerful name and unbroken remembrance of your leelas and teachings, so that we assimilate it and make it into our Atma Shakti. Bhagavan, please bless us to be only sattvic instruments in your hands and not Rakshasic elements. Please bless us to run our everyday life as an offering to you and not be caught by the snares of Maya. We also seek that ultimate state of being, the state of bliss and peace, but then we need to be purified. Our mind is like a forest of desires. There is so much fear, anger, passion, sorrow turning into depression, jealousy, self-pride, and whatnot. But then you had declared often that the name of the Divine is a very powerful weapon against our past karmas, the papas, the sins that we have done. The name has the power to destroy our past sins and prevent us from further sins. And it can uproot, destroy the latent tendencies in us, which are the result of our past karmas. See, Bhagavan, we beg you to bless us. We take refuge in your powerful Nama. Please bless us to get completely purified. And wherever we live in the world and whatever work falls into our hand, we know it is your work, the whole cosmos is yours. So we should do it in the spirit of service to you, in the spirit of surrender to you, and joyfully, and without any unhealthy competition or jealousy, so that all this would turn into Atma Shakti. Please bless us for that. And Bhagavan, whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or grief, coming from you, it can only be a great blessing. Please bless us to practice acceptance. When we go through the effect of some past bad karma, we lose our balance, we collapse, we begin to blame others bitterly for our own failures. We resent God and His grace. We feel terribly let down by Him. And we begin to blame every other person for our own failures, little realizing that we have invited this consequence, this suffering. But then, this suffering itself is a great blessing in disguise, because through this agony of the suffering, we get purified. This very suffering pushes us towards God. If there is no suffering, we would never turn to God. So when we get more and more purified, we should be able to feel His vibrant presence everywhere and in everything. We should be able to see His will behind all the happenings of life and the world. Bhagavan, please bless us out of your compassion and generosity, so that all our adversities will turn into great blessings. You have promised us. Please bless us to be grateful to you, even for the adversities of life. We seek your powerful blessings for all the species of the cosmos, in whatever state of misery they are, to be lifted to a higher plane. And finally, we seek liberation from the vicious cycle of births and deaths. We have been seeking only solutions for our endless problems of life. Now seek liberation from this vicious cycle, liberation from the tyranny of the ego, the I and mine selfishness. We beg you again and again, a million times, to uproot this ego, to uproot this aham bhavam, which is the basic cause for our births. And bless us with that immortal life. Bless us with Atma Bhava. Please bless us with that eternal living, an eternal servitude to you, that eternal supreme divinity. On this auspicious Akshaya Tritiya day, we make a special prayer to you that our Nama chanting must multiply, must grow and grow, multiply until we reach that perfected state, and that there should be a shower of blessings upon the whole world for our greater good. Even as I say it, there is an assurance coming from Bhagavan that it would be so. So let's once again celebrate this grace with deep gratitude and fill our days with more and more powerful Nama of Bhagavan. Jai Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar.